Dear Diary, this is part 4 of Harry Stuckey, aka Vox Lux of the Vox Illuminati, and Vox Illuminati, and the Manhattan DA and the Brooklyn DA cover up his crimes, and the NYPD and the Intelligence Division, and all of them cover up his crimes, and all of my friends covered up his crimes. Delfino hated his guts. And you know what she did after he robbed her? He robbed all of us, and she never liked him. You know what she did after he robbed all of us? She got on stage at Rubilad in front of all of his peers and attacked me over and over again. When I said to her, why don't you warn some of these people? Because some of these people might be moving into 99 and renting rooms from him, and they're going to get robbed too, because that's his style. And she said, no. Because she's afraid of him. Nobody's afraid of me. You don't go after somebody you're afraid of. You go after somebody you're not afraid of. And so by my being a pacifist, by my being a nice guy, I have raped myself with a rusty pipe. By having integrity, I have ruined my own life. In every situation, as an entertainer, integrity will end your career. In every aspect of life, love life, anything you want, roommate situations, any situation you can name, integrity will ruin your life. Look at all the people who succeeded in history. All of them criminals, all of them scumbags. Paul McCartney, you can like him all you want, but if you think everything he did was good and noble, you're an idiot. So let's see. So I listed all kinds of crimes for the DA's office, and they covered it all up. Some of the DAs, there was Lauren Artis. Lauren Artis, if you're out there, I hope somebody fucking makes you pay. Ann Gutman, disgusting criminal, got caught framing. She was just busted in the New York Times a couple of weeks ago framing innocent black men. It's like, what happens to me isn't even new. This shit isn't even fresh. It's ancient. But who will fight the Nazis? No one. America employed the Nazis after World War II. Look it up. We didn't kill them all. We hired half of them with your tax dollars to create the CIA, etc., 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 and now they run the media. Just like the Nazis ran the media in 1935. So where should I go here? Too many details to list. Here's a sad story about how Jeff Stark fucked me over. Now, Harry Stuckey had used the restraining order to cheat my arrest in the summer of 2009. Then Jeff asked me to play his gigantic 10th anniversary nonsense party. He even said it had been partially inspired by him. He said it was partially inspired by my special Haunted Pussy shows, where we brought the audience in for 20 minutes and then threw them out. Like it was every half hour, we do a 20-minute set in a basement, cool basement. Artsy fun show. He said that partially inspired it because he had this weird strategy. It wasn't just the audience comes in and pays. You pay for individual stages and things like that. And he asked me to play the show, and I said, of course I'll do it. But then I knew Harry Stuckey would be going there because that's his main crowd to rape girls. And so, I had a hunch that Jeff Stark, even though he likes me and doesn't like Harry, would do what all humans do. You protect the people you don't like, and you hurt the people you do like. Because humans were created to be evil. I pointed out to Jeff, Stuckey has... Now remember, Harry had bribed Jeff in the past, given him money for nonsense, given him lots of big tips at Rubilad, because Jeff bartends at Rubilad. And one of Jeff's good friends is Helen Destroy, a violinist who's played with Haunted Pussy and who Harry's been trying to rape since she was like 15. I believe Jeff knows most of that stuff too. But again, is he going to side with the Nazis or is he going to side with the Jews? Jeff Stark is going to side with the Nazis, even if he doesn't like the Nazis. Every human is an Uncle Tom but me. And so I begged him. I said, Harry's going to come to the show. He's going to have me arrested because he's got a restraining order. That's the way this snake operates. And Jeff said, I'm Switzerland. I'm not getting involved. I'm like, you don't need to get involved. You just need to say, Harry, I'm sorry, but you can't come because you have a restraining order against one of the performers. Well, Jeff, like all humans, thought I was exaggerating. And then when I was arrested, I should have broken Jeff Stark's face. Because there's only one thing that makes human beings learn: severe pain. Right? That's why we spank children. Right? When a child, very rarely does a child touch a hot stove, burn their flesh, and touch that hot stove again. Pain is all you retards understand. And I really need to make Jeff Stark feel some pain. A lot of pain. In fact, there's not enough pain that could be done to him to make up for even part of what he did to me. I was arrested and tortured again, and had my money stolen again, and was made homeless again because of Jeff Stark's fucking crimes. Chris and Sari at Rubilot also helped Harry fuck me over. All these people, some deliberately, some not directly. Speaking of Helen, now I had already told the DA about all kinds of stuff. Remember, we have hundreds of thousands of pieces of physical evidence, witness statements, etc. The DA says, you got nothing. 100,000, that's chump change. We got nothing against you, but we're going to fuck you up. And so, I was going to put that in perspective, but shit, there's so much. Remember, you could do 100 motion pictures just on this story. You couldn't cover it. You'd have to do a fucking 50-part documentary. If you just took 1 week of this 99 fiasco, what the police did and the DA, etc., just 1 week is beyond the mind's comprehension. But we're on 2 years and 3-4 months of this. Every day them committing crimes. Every day them protecting a rapist. Every day them protecting a child porn enthusiast. Every day female DNA is protecting a rapist. Wow. And so Helen, so a year after I had told him about Harry raping all these girls, etc., and tons of proof. His website has pictures of prepubescent girls. All of his top friends on MySpace were prepubescent girls. None of them were friends of his. I told him, I gave him, because I knew they were going to punt. I knew they weren't going to help. So I gave him all kinds of easy suggestions. And look, the good news is it's all on the record now. My letters, my voicemails, it's all right there in the record. They can't even deny it. It's all right there, photocopying all the files. My letters telling them, here's what you do. You know what you do when you want to see if somebody has child porn? You might have to do a little bit of investigating. I know, it's tough. When you want to catch a rapist, a guy who rapes underage girls, sometimes you have law enforcement impersonate a young underage girl. You ever tried that one? No, you didn't, because you got money from Harry Stuckey, who made a donation to Charles Hynes' campaigns. That's how you play the game. That's why the government, for 10 years, Bernie Madoff's victims were complaining, and nobody would help. Nobody. These were rich victims, and still the DA would not do their job, and the police would not do their job. Outrageous. So Helen, I sent out some email, some whatever about Harry or something like that, and she then writes me back. This is like a year later, after he had started this entire scam. And after a year after I had told the DA about all of his dirty tricks, she writes me and says, "Ugh, you don't know the half of it. Last night he drugged her with cat tranquilizers at Ruby Lodge. She said, luckily a couple of my friends saved me. Like they walked in at Ruby Lodge. And I immediately took her letter and I forwarded it to the DA. Now, I had a hunch the DA wouldn't do anything because the DA's job is to protect crime at all costs. Because if they get rid of crime, what happens? They're unemployed. Thank you very much. Follow the money. It's pretty simple to figure out. To predict the future is as easy as understanding common sense. Sadly, I'm the only person on earth who does. And so, what happened next? I forward her letter. I'm like, see, look, this girl almost got fucking raped by him. Harry's been trying to rape her for years. And she says no. Try to rape her with cat tranquilizers, and you won't do fucking shit. So then supposedly, that they actually contacted Helen and said, did Harry Stuckey do this to you? And now Helen's a coke dealer. She doesn't want to talk to the DA. She doesn't want to go to law enforcement. And she doesn't even want to piss off Harry. Harry gives her tons of money, like he does everybody, like Bloomberg. You have to buy everybody off. And so Harry gives her all kinds of gifts and stuff, still trying to get in her pants. And because she looks like she's 13 years old. She's very skinny. She looks really adolescent, kind of gothic. And Harry only likes one type of girl, bone thin, looks 12 years old. I told him everything. I said, you can check his visa. I mean, this guy, why did he go to Thailand so many times? He boasted to me and other people that he fucks 12-year-olds. I said, all you have to do is say, Christopher says he went to, oh, what a wacky coincidence. He went to Thailand. Oh, it shows here he did go to Thailand. Huh. But they couldn't make a couple phone calls because they're fucking DAs. Their job is not to investigate. Their job is to frame innocent men. They do it every minute of every day. Their job is to fucking put people in jail for fucking smoking pot. That's their job. Not to catch rapists. Supposedly, they contacted her and she wouldn't talk to them. So they said there's no veracity to Mr. Brodeur's allegations. They even accused me of making up the emails. Like, you guys have the power to check the IP, you fucking lying pieces of shit. And I asked, my question was simple, because now here's an example of how corrupt DAs are and how dishonest they are and how stupid they are too. It's like, okay, did she say it never happened, or did Helen not want to talk? Because those are two very, very different scenarios. If it happened, she's not going to want to talk. If it didn't happen, she would just say, no, it didn't happen. Harry's a friend of mine. She's played in Harry's band. She didn't want to talk about it. To the DA, that can only mean one possible thing. But they're retards. And they can't even use the excuse like, oh, we got a victim who doesn't want to talk to us. There's nothing we can do. It's like, that's not true. You arrest people every day with no evidence. You arrest people every day when the evidence says they're innocent. You're fucking lying, you fucking lying, lazy pieces of shit. And remember, it doesn't take any effort to arrest somebody who hasn't committed any crime. That's easy. Doing your job is hard. That's why the DA never does their job. They're dirty fucking scumbags of the highest order. And so lots of other things happened. Now, unbeknownst to me, Harry got arrested. Well, now, over the last 2 years, in 2010, Harry got arrested 4 times in cases unrelated to me. He got arrested at my art factory once or twice. He threw these overcrowded parties that were hellholes, destroyed the space, they'd rip holes. I mean, even things like that. He accused me of smashing a hole in the wall. And then it turned out he was throwing parties where they just trashed the place and broke everything, holes in the wall, etc., etc. All lies. Will anyone apologize to me? No, not one will. Dr. Steamwhipple, fucking piece of shit. If I could smash, I really just need to smash. I mean, remember, they throw me in jail all the time anyhow. I might as well earn it. Why don't I just fucking break a bunch of fucking heads? Because that's the way you get respect in this world. No one would ever fuck with me again if I fucking broke somebody's face open. And the few times in my life where people have been nice to me is after I fucking beat the fucking shit out of them. When I fucking choked the fuck out of that kid, that bully in junior high school, I fucking choked the fuck out of him. I almost fucking murdered him. I put him in a headlock and I squeezed till he was fucking blue and couldn't breathe. And he never fucked with me again. I wrote an essay years ago. I mean, I'm a pacifist. I've never once said pacifism works. I've always said violence works. Pacifism doesn't work. But was my choice? Be an asshole like the rest of you? Is that a victory? It's lose-lose. That was the name of one of my autobiographies when I was fucking 14 years old. Lose-lose. Those are my 2 options. So it's sad that I'm a pacifist still. I really should just go fucking murder a bunch of these assholes and try go to a jury and say, this is what happened to me. What would you do? I went to the police. I went to the courts. I did all kinds of I did all your legal rules, and you betrayed me every single time. And you helped the rapist and the robber every single time. I have a right to fucking kill all of you fucking assholes. Self-defense. And I'm protecting the next me, you fucking fuckers. Pushing pause to save. Dear Diary, we're talking about Harry Stuckey's 4 arrests. 2 were for grand larceny, or something like that. 1, he was arrested at the Apple store in New York City, stealing a laptop. He's on the surveillance tape. The DA said, no big deal. It's not grand larceny's not that big. We're going to let you go. And they did. And
are you waiting for someone, sir?
No.
What are you waiting for?
This thing.
Excuse me?
I'm recording right now.
Well, you're not supposed to be hanging in here. If you're not here for any purpose at all, this is not a hangout. All right? This is for patients and visitors.
I understand, but I'm not taking any seats. There's only one person in this waiting room.
You probably don't understand what I'm trying to explain to you.
I do.
This is not an area to hang out.
I understand that.
That's what you got to do. If you want, I'll tell my supervisor to come over. He can explain it to you.
I understand that, but I would hope that you would give me the same respect that you would want people to give you.
I'm explaining to you. You don't understand.
I understand the rule. I understand the rule.
You know what?
Exactly. You don't do unto others. I should frame that guy. I should say that guy sold me drugs. You see, if you're nice guys finish last, always. I'm in a waiting room with like 50 seats. There's not a person in here. There's literally not one person in this room. He's now gone in the lobby to give me shit. Now, this is bad because I can't make a stink here because I need the space. I sneak in here sometimes, and I use the bathroom too. So, do I have to stand up for principle? Do I try to turn one human being into more of a civilized creature? My options are lose or lose. I have two options, lose or lose. You see? And so it's unbelievable. I might have to make a threat to this guy now and say something ridiculous like, I'm going to go to your supervisor. I'm going to get you fired. Wait till you see what I do. I've always told people, you ever really want to fuck people? You just say this, look them in the eyes and go, do you know who I fucking am? My dad's in the fucking Genovese family. You'll be fucking dead before you leave this building. Walk away and leave me alone. You can't be nice with people. Humans are savages. All you can do is teach them pain. And I've always known pacifism doesn't work. I wrote an essay in the 90s called Violence Sucks, but Violence Works. Right? If I was to stab this guy right now, next time he wouldn't be such a dick. Because remember, he wasn't reasonable with me. He was an arrogant dick. I'm minding my own business here in the corner. Nobody can even see me. I'm in the corner of this complicated waiting room, minding my own business. And he's like, oh, there's somebody over there. Let me fuck with that guy. That's not very nice. People aren't nice. And almost never have people ever been nice. And I probably should get the fuck out of here before I even though I should teach this fucking motherfucker a lesson. Remember, when somebody fucks with you, you have an obligation to smash them in the face so they don't do it again. Violence works. I still have all these diaries I wanted to record right now, too. Fucking, it's still a scorcher outside. But this asshole's gonna fucking throw me out anyhow. And I'm starving. But who said that evil always wins? Oh, that's right. I did 15 years ago. You know, it's one thing to enforce a rule. I enforce rules in my job, but I'm always nice about it, and I always explain the logic behind it. Example, I work at a theater, and somebody will put their coat over the railing, and I'll be like, listen, I hate to be a jerk, but we'll get in trouble for that. The marshal will kill us, fire marshal, and I know it's a great place to put your coat, and I'm so sorry. The logic is that if the lights go out, emergency blackouts, we've had all kinds of problems in the city, and people are running for the exits, there's a fire or something, they grab a railing to catch their balance, the coat, they might slip, the coat will flub their ability to grab a railing, and then we'll be sued, blah, 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 blah. That's the logic. And then I tell them, when the last blackout we had, even the emergency lights did not go on. I'm very nice, and the customers all love me. I'm the nicest person who ever lived, literally. When I used to deliver food as a messenger, as a food guy at restaurants, the customers would always say I was the best ever. Because I would show up at their door and I'd say, any complaints, let me know. My name's Christopher. Wow. It's like this guy isn't just dropping the food, taking the money. He actually gives a fuck about his customers. That's never been seen before. A guy who cares about his customers? Wow. But I was born in a world where nobody gives a fuck about anybody but themselves. That's why we need to fucking exterminate everyone. That was the only problem with Adolf Hitler. He wasn't fair, and he wasn't honest about it. I'm sure Adolf Hitler hated everybody secretly, but he was manipulative. He's like, well, I'll use these assholes to help me kill these assholes. And I could do that too. Right? I could have joined the military, and I could have killed some assholes. But whatever. All right. I'm going. Fucking dickhead. I should let this record, though, in case that fucking fuckhead starts to me again. I was reasonable. You do unto me as you want me to do unto you, you piece of shit. If this was a crowded waiting room and I'm taking a seat, absolutely. I don't have a right to be here. What am I using up? Are you really using up the air conditioning? You guys are fucking skimping on the air conditioning, you fucking assholes. Humans are disgusting, and they are the root of all evil. Now I'm not even know where I left off here. Holy fuck, this is a nightmare.